Hey guys, welcome back. This is Cam. Today I want to show you guys how to mount an orchid. I have here 3 Tolumnia. They've been mounted on this mount for more than 3 years now. I don't remember the exact date that I mount them. They're not the most happy campers ever. So today I'm going to decide to mount them to a different mount. Also, over the weekend I went to an open house and I discovered a very nice mounting bracket that I could use to mount these Tolumnia, which were these. I'll bring you guys a closer look. This is the mount that I'll be mounting them in. And I think this is the perfect for any orchids that need to be mounted, especially the compact version of orchid, the smaller ones, like Tolumnia, any mini Phalaenopsis, any compact Dendrobium. Okay, you can mount it on these. You can either mount it on top or on these through these holes right here. Today I'm just gonna mount it through these holes and let the Tolumnia grow. Okay, so let me bring you guys a closer look. Okay, so this is how the mount looks. 3-hole, very durable material. It is made out of plastic. I know a lot of you guys gonna hate plastic, but trust me, this kind of mount is, I think it's the best. I saw them mounting their mini orchids over there and I kind of like this kind of mount. So I bought 3 to try it out. And if you think that these plastic will be brittle over the years, it will eventually, but these plastic are UV treated according to the nursery that I bought it from, okay? And what's nice about these is these are modular, which means that you can connect them together like this to make a nice display. So let me put them together. So they can be joined like this, okay? Which means that you can mount a lot of orchids together. Now, this concept, I think, is originally from a guy from Taiwan, according to the guy that I bought it from. He traveled to Taiwan. He saw this guy put this together, about 100 of these modules together, and grow the orchids in a panel. That looks really awesome. And that's where he started to using this mount. And when I saw this, I was like, perfect. This is what I need for my Tolumnia. Okay, so today I'm gonna go ahead and mount them on these. Let me take these apart because I'm just gonna use one of them, not all 3 of them. And I don't think that I easily take it apart. I'll take it apart later. I have another one here. So what I'm gonna do is, I used to have tags for these. So right now I only have one which have tags. This is Tolumnia Girag Flyer Pink Beige. Very nice color. I'm gonna use my pruner here just to cut out the spike that is already done. And I used to mount this with a fishing line. So I'm just gonna cut all this line out. I'm not gonna need it. I don't know what happened to my other 2 Tolumnia's tag. I think I mounted it and it fought out and I don't know where they went. I could look up the names again, but it's okay. As you can see, the root is not the best root system. That's the reason why these are not happy grower. They're very sad. And I think the reason why it is, when I mounted and hanging out here under the tree, it got too dry and they don't like too dry. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit and I'll be mounting them to a new mount. The good news is now I move it into a greenhouse and it's been thriving ever since, putting out new growth here. I'm not sure you guys can see it. There's 2 new growth here. So that's a good news. I'll try to pull out as much dry materials as possible and then remove these if needed. Okay, that's done. Sorry, there's stuff falling out on the tree here. I'm just gonna leave it as it. It's kind of windy. All right. This mount are well spent. It's already rotted it. Alrighty. Let me clean them up and then we'll go from there. Now, what's nice about these is they already have a pre-drill hole, so you can put your hooks there. Okay, so you don't have to worry about how to hook this thing up. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop some moss in there. These are very well ventilated. A lot of holes on all the side. A lot of holes. You don't have to worry about ventilation in this thing. And it's not a very thick basket. It's just thick enough to put some media in there to support it. So I'm just gonna put some media in there in the bottom, like so. And a little bit on the wall here, like so. Now, what I'm gonna do is I am going to wrap the root ball of this with a little bit of moss so that I can put it through the hole. Let's hope it works. First time I'm using this kind of mount, so bear with me. If you guys have a better way to mount or you guys have experience using this kind of mount, please let me know in the comment below. So next time I can do a better job. Things a little too much moss in here. All right, I think I got it. I'll tie most of the roots in there. And I think this is the best way to do it. Just kind of tug it in there. All right. So now one is done. Okay, one orchid is done. It's gonna tuck in there. I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with this thing falling out. Now I'm gonna do the next one, which is wrap a little bit of moss around it. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, so that it can secure into the hole. You don't want your mounted orchid to fall off if it doesn't have a lot of roots. Especially these Tolumnia doesn't have roots, or at least a lot of roots. Okay, I think that's enough. I think this is the best way to do it. Just let it lay it flat and kind of push it in with your hands. And I think that's how you hold it. Let me redo this one. I want to centerize it. Okay. Now, once I get bigger, though, I will do want them to have an individual mount. But right now, they can sit in one pot. No problem. This bigger one here, you want to be careful because there's a new growth here and there's a new growth here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to separate these into two separate plants because they're already naturally divided. They're just bounded by the bunch of roots here. So I was going to divide it, separate it so that it's easier for me to work with. Okay, that's what I meant. There's two new growth here, and you don't want to damage these two new growth. And so is this. So what I'm going to do is, since there's a new growth here, I don't want to damage it. I'm just going to wrap a little bit of moss around it, like so. Put a little bit of moss, just like that. New growth is going to be exposed, and I'm just going to leave it like that. Like so. All right. Now that leave me with two little one, which I'm just gonna grow it on top, because here I could also grow, and that's a good thing about these is that you can rearrange it any way you want, and it's still gonna work. Best thing is you don't need to have any kind of thing to tie it down. You don't need to tie it down. It's pretty good. I kind of like this kind of mount. I wish I had these sooner. Now, I don't think they're on sale on any eBay. So far, I only see one person that sells these. One nursery that sells these, which is Norman's Orchid. If you guys want to order, you can order through them. They have it on their website. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. They don't pay me to do this. I just want to share what I find when I went to their nursery over the weekend. And I like it. That's the reason why I share with you guys. Okay? So by no means that I'm promoting their product or help them in any other way. They don't pay me to do this. Okay? Saw it, like it, share with you guys. So you guys have a new resource on what to mount your orchid with. Alrighty. So I think this is good. It's gonna sit like this. I'm gonna put a hook to it, hang it in my greenhouse, and I think they're gonna be more happier this way. And to be honest, though, I think this is probably the most brilliant way. Whoever invented this kind of mount, he's very good at. He's very dedicated in growing orchids, and come up with different method, his own design. By the way, this guy who come up with it, he's designed his own. So he came up with this design, and I think it's brilliant. This is the best mount I ever seen. And I think this is the most easiest mount and most cleanest mount that I ever seen. So very tidy. Okay, so masa in there. This is how it's gonna look. All right, very beautiful, easily mounted orchid mount, and I think you guys gonna love this mount if you get your hand on this supplies. And I think you guys gonna like this mount. That's the reason why I share with you guys. And most interesting is you can hook up more module to connect them, and you can make a wall out of it. So you want to hang a wall of orchids, this is the best way. Just hang them all together. And that's what I've seen them. They hang multiple dendrobium, the compact one, they just strip down. And it looks really nice. Very nice orchid. I think I have a picture. I'll show it to you guys if I find it. Okay, somewhere in my phone. I'll find it. I'll definitely share with you guys. Let me put this tag back for this particular one. This is Tolumnia. And the tag's gonna go in here. I'll get a better tag. This tag is very flimsy. All right, so that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like this mount. If you guys like this mount, please comment below. And let's see how long this basket is gonna last me. If it can last me about 5 years or more, I think it's well worth it. Okay, so again, thank you guys for coming. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Your support is appreciated. Thank you. Have a good one.